Hello, this is Brad from bradsboobarn again. This time we're going to talk about lighting and what lighting is best for your haunted house or haunted scary party. First we'll start off with the cool black lights. I use the Strobe LED black lights for cool effects. This light can do patterns and it also is DMX controllable, which means you can hook several of them up together with the DMX cord, or if you're cheap you can use a mic cord, and they'll all do the same pattern. So a very cool light. If you're looking for a light that just puts off black light for a party and you want it to really show off the glowing, then you're going to use a 4-foot tube black light. By far they are the cheapest and put off the best amount of black light for the money. You can get the fixture ballasts for about $10 to $15, and if you're going to have it so you can plug it in, make sure you get one with a plug, because some of them have to be hardwired in. The other cool thing is you can just put your regular light bulbs in there when you're done, the skinny tubes or the fat tubes, and they're only going to cost you about $5. Last but not least, some of you have seen the little light bulbs that say black light in the purple. Those are not black lights. Those are just a dim colored purple light. They really don't have any glowing value or black light quality, so I would suggest staying away from those. Okay, now it's time for the strobe lights. First I'm going to show you the most basic strobe light. This strobe light here is a very cheap strobe light. You can pick them up for as cheap as $7, and they come in two different types. One of them you plug into the wall, and then the other one, which I have in my hand right here, is an LED one that just takes batteries in the bottom. Both of them you can change the speeds to go really fast down to slow. The LED one does put off slightly less light, but for most cases I think it works a lot better because you can have more versatility. If you're going to be able to hardwire things in, or not hardwire but be able to have plugins for all of your lights, then this is a good option. If you're limited in space and you only want a few lights, then you can go to one of these lights here. Now they call these the Thunder or Techno Strobe. They have a bunch of different names for these. They're all pretty similar. I think the small ones put off almost as much light as these big ones. So for the money I would get a whole bunch of the smaller ones. But that's your other option with those. They're all pretty cool. You can find them at discount places, Halloween stores sometimes have them cheap. Or if you just want to get them from a DJ shop online, then you should go to American DJ. They're going to have them the cheapest. Otherwise, if you want a reputable company, you can go to Pro Sound and Stage. Then the last thing is one of these. This is a strobe bulb. Now these are by far the brightest. Now they do go slow. Now I have one of these little lights next to it just to show you about the speed. Actually they go a little slower than that. So they are slow, and you cannot adjust these bulbs. All the other lights I've shown can be adjusted on the speed, but this one cannot be adjusted. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the club lighting that you can use inside of your haunts or parties to really add a whole bunch of fun. The first thing we have here is the Vertigo. Now the Vertigo was made popular about 10 years ago, and it was not LED, but this one here is the new LED. You can get a mushroom made by American DJ for about $30. This particular model, which is the LED version, is about $100. You can get the Vertigo or the mushroom. So they're all activated by voice, meaning you have to have music. So I'm going to turn it on by hitting it. And as I hit it, it'll change colors. Or if you have music, it'll activate it. The next light we have here is the Pearl. This one here I use because it's all white and it's kind of cool. Like the other one, it changes when you hit it. It changes its pattern. It can also do a small strobing effect. So it's a very cool light. It comes in either white or you can get it colored. This is about $115. Then we have the Dual Gem. I love this effect, and I'm going to show you all the effects here in a second. This one here also changes its pattern, and it also has a built-in strobe light featured in it. So another cool one. And the last one I'm going to show you is a discontinued item that you can still find. It's called the American DJ Wave. It's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what all of these different lights look like. with my door here. I'm going to start off with the vertigo or mushroom. So you can see how it changes its colors according to the music. Now I'm going to go over here. Now this one here is the pearl, and you can see it's all white. Those other beams of light are from the vertigo that hasn't turned out. So this one here is basically one just to kind of have it all white, and then it'll change as you tap it. And you can get this one in color. Then we have our dual gem. So this one here is a really cool pattern. And from a distance it looks really cool. We're only about 3 feet from it, so it doesn't look quite as cool. And the last one we're going to show you now is going to be our blue light, which is the Wave by American DJ. And it goes slow, and when the music goes, it'll speed up. So it changes direction. So all pretty cool lights. Okay, so we showed you our shop lighting. You can get it with or without the plug or hardwired. Make sure you have good lighting in wherever you're at. Next, I'm going to show you some of the cheapest lights you can get are just the little LEDs. So we've all seen these, very good items to have. Do not use real candles. I do have a vlog on how to make fake candles using Christmas lights, so make sure you look that up. And then here's our cheap black light. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. As you can see, it puts off a little bit of light, but you can see by Ellie's gloves, it doesn't glow. Her gloves will show up because of the light, but it doesn't actually put off black light. Okay? So then there's a couple other things you can get. If you just have a plug-in, you can buy one of these fixtures for about 50 cents. And for $1.50 you can buy one of these fixtures, and then that'll add plugs into whatever you're using. And then here's that strobe light I showed you guys earlier. So you can kind of see how that is. It's really, really bright. And then you also have orange light. Basic bulb. You can get one of these fixtures to go inside of sockets, and I'll show you what it's really cool for. It's for these. You have a floodlight with a sensor. You can get these for about $15 instead of buying one of those fancy sensors. You use this sensor with these, and then you stick these plugs into here, and you can run your props right out of it. So you put it on test, and when people walk by, it triggers your sensor and then makes your props go. If you do want to buy a sensor for your props, kind of off the subject, they do sell these sensors online that are pretty cool. Again, you can walk by and your prop will go off. Unfortunately, these have to go off for a couple minutes, so you can't turn it off right away. Okay, so the next important thing we're going to talk about is our emergency lighting. You want to make sure you have exit signs that light up. These have backup batteries in them. If you have the fire department come, the marshal will shut you down if you do not have backup lighting. So these have battery backups, so you're good to go with these type of exit signs. You want to have a couple, one by each exit. Also, throughout your haunt, you can use black light paint or glow-in-the-dark paint, on your walls, and have black lights going that way. If the power goes out, people can see the black, the glow-in-the-dark paint to find the exits. So make sure you have that, and plenty of flashlights in your facility. Other lights you can use are Christmas lights. These here are just purple Christmas lights. Obviously they come in every color. They're pretty good, especially for outside. If you don't want it to be scary, they're good. If you want it to be scary, then you should use something else. These are also good for putting all around the outside of your yard. If you want people to walk through, you can mark your trails with those, or you can use rope lighting, which is cool. The rope lighting costs quite a bit more, comes in several different colors, but they again look very, very cool if you're trying to mark a path. Then we have our candle lights. These are the lights that Elijah made in our last vlog. Pretty cool. I'll go ahead and have a link there to the right on how to make the candles. There's your link. Okay, and then now we're going to go over to these flame lights. These flame lights, I love them because they look like a flame, but they take very little wattage, and they work really good inside of your areas. And they also have really long cords. I think the cords on them are about 10 feet. So really good lights. They come in a couple different sizes. And last but not least, I'm going to show you a little controller here. This is just an example of one of the controllers. All the different companies make these. They're really good if you want to control your lighting or even props. You go ahead and stick any cord into one of these. You have 8 channels. You can program them, have them on chase, or you can have them on all the time, or you can control them. So if you go to channel 1 and you flip it on, then whatever's plugged into 1 turns on. 2 turns on. They also have strobe features, and you can flash on and off. So it's pretty cool. You have this down in your control room or wherever you want to control your items at. And then this is mounted up, could be on your ceiling or wherever your lights are, and all your lights run into this. And this will just have this one cord go into your lighting, and it eliminates all your extension cords and wiring for your lights so that you don't get shut down. Also, another cool thing you can use these little motors to make your lights spin around. Those are made for your disco balls, but I just use them on all sorts of different props and lighting. So, thanks for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and go inside and show you a couple of these that I already hung up and how they look inside. I attach strings on mine so that they kind of move real slow. Any of your lightings that hang, attach a string above it so that it'll pull slowly, and I'll show you how to do that with the small motor, and it'll cast shadows. It makes everything move. It's not just so the light moves, it's so that everything in the room moves, the shadows. So thanks good, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Keep haunting, and I'm out from bradsboobarn. Okay, so this is what it looks like with our lights moving. So they move slowly, but it casts really cool shadows. And I have these ones over here also hooked onto the same little motor. And hopefully it's still light enough to see the motor. That's the little motor with all the strings attached to it, which I'm using fishing line.